minds of the actors in that long-ago world drama, and for the time being, their mental processes are our mental processes. Not alone do we understand Avis Everhard's love for her hero husband, but we feel, as he felt, in those first days, the vague and terrible loom of the oligarchy. The iron heel, well named, we feel descending upon and crushing mankind. And in passing, we note that that historic phrase, the iron heel, originated in Ernest Everhard's mind. This, we may say, is the one moot question that this new-found document clears up. Previous to this, the earliest known use of the phrase occurred in the pamphlet, Ye Slaves, written by George Milford and published in December 1912. This George Milford was an obscure agitator about whom nothing is known, save the one additional bit of information gained from the manuscript, which mentions that he was shot in the Chicago Commune. Evidently, he had heard Ernest Everhard make use of the phrase in some public speech, most probably when he was running for Congress in the fall of 1912. From the manuscript, we learn that Everhard used the phrase at a private dinner in the spring of 1912. This is, without discussion, the earliest known occasion on which the oligarchy was so designated. The rise of the oligarchy will always remain a cause of secret wonder to the historian and the philosopher. Other great historical events have their place in social evolution. They are inevitable. Their coming could have been predicted with the same certitude that astronomers today predict the outcome of the movements of stars. Without these other great historical events, social evolution could not have proceeded. Primitive communism, chattel slavery, serf slavery, and wage slavery were necessary stepping stones in the evolution of society. But it were ridiculous to assert that the iron heel was a necessary stepping stone. Rather, today, is it adjudged a step aside, or a step backward to the social tyrannies that made the early world a hell, but that were as necessary as the iron heel was unnecessary. Black as feudalism was, yet the coming of it was inevitable. What else than feudalism could have followed upon the breakdown of that great centralized governmental machine known as the Roman Empire? Not so, however, with the iron heel. In the orderly procedure of social evolution, there was no place for it. It was not necessary, and it was not inevitable. It must always remain the great curiosity of history, a whim, a fantasy, an apparition, a thing unexpected and undreamed, and it should serve as a warning to those rash political theorists of today who speak with certitude of social processes. Capitalism was adjudged by the sociologists of the time to be the culmination of bourgeois rule, the ripened fruit of the bourgeois revolution. And we of today can but applaud that judgment. Following upon capitalism, it was held, even by such intellectual and antagonistic giants as Herbert Spencer, that socialism would come. Out of the decay of self-seeking capitalism, it was held, would arise that flower of the ages, the brotherhood of man. Instead of which, appalling alike to us who look back and to those that lived at the time, capitalism, rotten ripe, sent forth that monstrous offshoot, the oligarchy. Too late did the socialist movement of the early 20th century divine the coming of the oligarchy. Even as it was divined, the oligarchy was there, a fact established in blood, a stupendous and awful reality. Nor even then, as the Everhard manuscript well shows,